Hello, and welcome to Conscious Curiosities, where we unlock the wisdom of the universe that lies within us. I'm Maria Luz, your host, a certified hypnotist, astrologer, and psychic medium. Today's topic is Empower Yourself to Practice Astrology, plus a bonus hypnotic track for problem solving. In this episode, I will provide ideas to kickstart your astrology practice on your own. At the end, I will give a short 15-minute hypnotic track to use when you wish for guidance from the universe on any problem or question. I'd like to credit Erica Flint, the hypnotist who trained me, for the alpha sequence at the beginning of the hypnotic track, and my son, Chani Nicholas, who made the track behind the hypnosis, as well as the intro and outro of this podcast. His new album under the name Animal Camera with 2 eyes is called Psychic Highway Songs, and it's out now on Bandcamp. I am making this episode to empower you to do astrology on your own in a way that fits you, and I include that bonus hypnotic track because it's a way to tap into the wisdom of the universe that lies within you, and it may surprise you how much wisdom is in there. And especially if you do that track multiple times. So I'll begin with the list. And I just set out with the intention that it would give you just a means to kickstart your practice, because I know that it's overwhelming when you first get interested in astrology. There are just so many things to learn and approaches, and I'm assuming that you want to learn more about astrology to understand yourself better, or maybe the people close to you, or simply just to be more in tune with the energies that change as the planets change their position in the sky, and the collective feels this. However, it'll hit us differently because of the birth chart and the way that interaction occurs. And so as a prerequisite, you will need, if you don't have your birth chart yet, you will need that. And in order to obtain that, you'll need your birth data, which means your birth date, the time, and the location. And if you don't have this, some ways that you might get it are to contact the Department of Vital Records or Vital Statistics where you were, in the county or town where you were born, or the hospital where you were born. Sometimes they maintain records. And I'll list in the show notes a few places where you can go to input that information and get a copy of your birth chart if you don't have it yet. So number 1 is to learn the archetypes, starting with the planetary ruler of each sign and then adding in the house affiliation. So this will really help you understand the energies at play when you start trying to understand your daily, weekly, or monthly horoscope. And when I say archetype and planetary ruler and house affiliation, all of that may just sound already a little too abstract. So I do have a list on my website in the astrology tab that lists out each of the signs and then the planetary ruler. So for example, if you're looking at Aries, the Aries archetype, you would see that Aries is ruled by Mars and it's affiliated with the first house, and so on and so forth for all 12 signs of the zodiac. And so the archetypes, they refer to the energy that's associated with the signs and the planets, really. And a lot of it goes back to the mythology from Greece and Rome. So if you really want to get into it, you can go back to the different stories around, say, Mars or Pluto, and learn about that as well. And that helps give some context for the energy that is related to the archetype. But to begin with, I think it's just really helpful to know that wherever you see, say, Aries, you're going to be thinking also Mars, and you're going to be thinking first house energy. And same thing when you move down and you see Taurus, you're going to be thinking of Venus, and you're going to be thinking of second house energy. And the next one would be to build upon that, or concurrently, you would download an app and then just check it daily or at least weekly. And most have free versions that provide a daily horoscope. And that daily horoscope is based upon the aspects that the planets in the sky are making to your birth chart. So they're making angles to the planets on the position of your birth chart as if your birth chart lived up there in the sky at this moment. And I know it sounds a little wacky if you are new to this, but there is a lot to be, I guess, a lot to be trusted that we cannot measure all of these energies that are at play. And this is just one of those. And many of these apps also have an option where you can learn about the influences on your daily horoscope. And so you may see something like long-term influences. And those are drawn from the positions of the outer planets. So those outer planets are slower moving, and those are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then you may see something like medium term, for where Mars and Venus are relative to your birth chart. And you may see nearer term, which would be Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon. The Moon, of course, moves very rapidly. So item number 3 is just to pay attention to the sign that the Moon is in, because it does change every 2.5 days. It gives us really, within the span of a month, it gives us the ability to live through the energy of the entire zodiac. And a way to enhance that is to really journal about any changes that you notice to your energy or your emotions, especially with respect to any routines you have, because the Moon is all about cycles. And once you've done this for a few months, you may notice some patterns. And then once you've noticed a pattern of, say, I tend to be really low energy every time the Moon is in, these 2 signs or these 4 signs. Or I have a lot of energy when the Moon is in this sign. And you've kind of tracked that over a few months. Well, then you can plan around that. And if it's coming up on a time when you tend to feel more emotional and need maybe some downtime, then you can kind of plan that into your schedule, and it just makes life more manageable. And you may start noticing significant differences according to which element the Moon sign falls under. So, of course, there are these 3 sister signs that are associated with each of the 4 elements of fire, water, air, and earth. And then the 4th idea is to start watching or listening to an astrology podcast like this one, but not just one, maybe 2 or 3. There's such a variety out there. And I can put a few suggestions in the show notes. But yeah, once you find, 1 or 2, of course, the algorithms will start recommending more. And I'm not a TikTok or an Instagram person, but I'm sure there are lots out there as well. I think because I'm a Scorpio rising, I tend to go in for the longer, more in-depth astrology podcasts and tools. And then the 5th one, and I'll probably do another episode like this because this is so brief today. But for today, I'm just doing 5. And the 5th one is once you know your big 3, and that would be your sun, your moon, and your rising sign, compare and contrast that with a person or 2 in your life. So people who you know well. And I think you'll marvel at how accurate astrology is once you do that. And that is my brief astrology portion for today. As I mentioned, I'm going to move over and put the hypnotic track next. But first, I wanted to say you are now empowered to be consciously curious about practicing astrology in your own way. And if you would like to have an individual reading, or sometimes they're called birth chart readings or astrology consultations, I would love to do that for you. You can find out about that on my website, marialuz.online. I'll put the info and a coupon code in the show notes. I also obviously do hypnosis as well, and I'd love to help get you going there with any limiting beliefs that maybe have been standing in your way, or a past life regression, which is also very healing and empowering. So with that, I will have you get comfortable for the hypnotic track. This track is for when you have a question or a problem you're puzzling over. It calls upon your unseen helpers in the universe. These could be your higher self, spirit guides, or angels. You can also use this just to relax as you fall asleep and repeat it as often as you like. You may want to have a journal or your notes app ready to capture any messages that come through. As with any hypnosis, do not drive or try to multitask. Just set yourself up as if you were going to nap. Take care and have a wonderful hypnotic journey. Settle into a safe and comfortable position, and with your eyes open to begin with. Now look ahead and find a spot on the wall above your natural eye gaze. Really eagle eye that spot if you can. We want to engage the sympathetic nervous system at first by really focusing your attention. And when you are ready, take in a nice deep breath all the way into your abdomen. As you exhale, soften your gaze, letting the muscles around your eyes relax. Gaze through that spot, not focusing your eyes at all anymore, so it goes all blurry. Good. Now when you are ready, take in another nice deep breath, and this time as you exhale, close your eyes and relax. Good. Bring your attention to your physical body now, and just notice, is there any part of you that would like to relax more than you already are right now? And invite that part of your body to sink in deeper and deeper and relax further. Good. And now relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your face, and take your attention to your shoulders. Now squeeze them up tightly towards your ears. Squeezing, squeezing, hold for a moment, and then drop them. Let them settle back onto the couch or chair, letting everything just relax from your forehead to your shoulders. And now relax your jaw, letting it come open slightly, which is entirely normal. This engages the vagus nerve, which right now is sending messages to all parts of your body that now is the time to relax. Nice. Now gradually slow down your breathing, getting into that comfortable, slow rhythm of breathing with a long, slow exhalation. Good. This invites your body to relax even further, which then allows your mind to drift peacefully. Good. Now relax the back of your tongue. Allow it really to go flat, just like the horizon, settling into stillness. That part of you that speaks just going still and completely relaxed. Now take that feeling of relaxation to the top of your head, letting the relaxed feeling once again travel down your forehead, your eyes, the sides of your face, your jaw, neck, shoulders, chest, arms and hands, down your abdomen, hips, your thighs, your calves, all the way down your ankles and feet to the soles of your feet. Imagine all of the stress is draining through the bottom of your feet into the ground where it will be composted. All that tension draining from all parts of your body now, going deeper and deeper relaxed. And in this relaxed state, you can easily imagine something when I ask you to, such as a leaf on a tree in springtime, bright and green, with drops of dew on it. Go ahead and imagine that now. In this relaxed state, using the magic of the mind, you can imagine a feeling, such as the feeling of being comfortable in bed, everything done for the day, snuggled under your comfy blankets, and with your pillow softly supporting your head for you. In this relaxed state, simply because I ask you to, you notice the feel of your shirt on your skin, the lightness or texture of the fabric, and the feel of the cedar cushioning beneath you, supporting your body. And because you are now deeply relaxed, any background sound, such as a bird chirping or a dog barking, will only take you further into a state of hypnosis, as your subconscious mind will understand you are safe and secure there in your chair or bed, simply listening to the sound of my voice, continually relaxing with every natural breath you exhale. Take your attention to your eyelids, and as you do, they become tighter. As I count from 1 to 3, they will twitch and tighten. When I get to 3, you will try to open them, but you will not be able to. 1, your eyelids are twitching, tightening, and locking down. 2, they are tighter and tighter, locking down and stuck like glue. 3, they are tighter and tighter, locking down and stuck like glue, and you may try to open them, but you cannot, because they are stuck like glue. You may try to open them, but you cannot. And now, allow your eyelids to relax fully. And now you become so deeply relaxed that your body effortlessly releases all remaining tension and drains it into the earth to be composted. From this deeply relaxed state, imagine a peaceful and calm setting outdoors, someplace pleasant for you. It can be a real or imagined place. It could be the beach, or the forest, or the mountains, or a beautiful field. Imagine it clearly in your mind. You notice the smells. You notice the temperature. You notice the sounds. And now imagine you were there in this pleasant place, sitting in this tranquil setting where you will begin your journey. You notice a path off to your left. You set out toward the path. Now walking on that path, you notice what the path is composed of. Maybe sand or grass, soft dirt or leaves, and you make a note of it. You notice how it sounds to walk along this path, and you notice what you were wearing and what's on your feet. Maybe sandals, shoes, or barefoot. You continue walking down the path until you come to a bench beside a gentle stream. The bench is made of sturdy wood and is slightly glossy, indicating it has been well loved. You sit on the bench and notice there are 2 envelopes with your name on them, numbered 1 and 2. You open envelope number 1 now. You find a slip of paper, you unfold it, and the paper says, write down a question or a problem you need help solving. It could be a thought or energy about yourself, another person, or a situation. It can be anything, large or small. And you find a pen inside the envelope and a blank piece of paper. And on that piece of paper, you write down your problem or your question. It comes to you effortlessly and automatically. Go ahead and write down your problem or your question now. And in your mind, you fold up the piece of paper that contains your question or your problem, and you place it inside the envelope. Then you close your eyes, closing your eyes now and taking 3 deep and slow breaths. Still sitting on the bench, you're ready to open envelope number 2. As you open envelope number 2, a piece of paper falls out. On that piece of paper it says, when you look inside envelope number 3, you will see a message from your spirit guides, higher self, or angels related to your problem or question. This message may be an image or a phrase or a single word. It may give you a feeling, an idea you hadn't thought of, or something to investigate further. It may be immediately helpful, or it may not make much sense, but refers to something that is being worked on in your dreams or your subconscious. When you had first sat down, you didn't notice a 3rd envelope, but you look now, and beside you, you see an envelope marked with a number 3. Surprised, you open the 3rd envelope, and you pull out a piece of folded paper inside. You know when you unfold it, you will see something meant to help you with your question or problem. You unfold the paper and look at the word or the words or the image on the paper, letting it come into focus. It may even be blurry at first. You relax and know that you will be able to remember it later. And each time you repeat this hypnotic track, you will gain further insight. as your mind works effortlessly in the background on your question or your problem. As you get up from the bench, you leave the first 2 envelopes and you take the 3rd with you. As you walk back, you feel easeful, calm, and inspired from your time sitting on the bench and ready to return to your life feeling different. And now, standing at the serene and peaceful place in nature where you began, you look at the envelope and notice it has something written on the front, which says, "You have the wisdom to feel the way your heart wishes to feel. All you need to do is listen and look out for the wisdom to appear to you as you go about your days." And now I will count from 5 to 1, and when I get to 1, you will open your eyes and emerge. 5, feeling so good, lighter after seeking guidance about something which has troubled you. 4, knowing you have support from the universe. 3, feeling full of inspiration and hope. 2, feeling clear, calm, and focused, ready to go about your day or evening. 1, opening your eyes.